friends. Hello. Hi. How are you? I'm doing so amazing. So I'm actually so tired. I had to get up way earlier than I normally do today because I had to go to this like thing. So I had to get up really early and it was really annoying and I don't like getting up early. Anyway, I have to go to a Friendsgiving tonight. If you guys don't know what a Friendsgiving is, so Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Coming in hot. This year, for Thanksgiving, normally what I've done my entire life is I go to, I'm gonna use my Real Techniques kabuki brush and I'm just gonna buff this in. Normally, for Thanksgiving, what I have done my entire life is I go to Washington, D.C., and we do Thanksgiving with my dad's side of the family. So on my dad's side, I have 2 uncles, and they each have and like 2 aunts. They each have 3 sets of kids. So when we go, it's me and my 2 sisters, 3 cousins, so there's like 9 of us cousins. And I've done that my entire life. I've gone to that Thanksgiving. We went like literally every single year until the first year I missed was the first year I was dating Charles, but it wasn't because of Charles because we'd only been dating a few months at that point. I was working at the time and I had to work like the day after, and DC is like a 6-hour drive. So I was like, well, it'll be stupid to go down and then, you know what I mean? Like I just thought it'd be silly to like go all the way down there and then have to come all the way back up and like on Black Friday and like all of this stuff. So I was like, don't want to do that. So I skipped. And then last year we decided, Charles and I, because we were dating for pretty long time at that point, we decided we're gonna do alternate Thanksgiving and Christmas. So if we do Thanksgiving in DC with my family, we do Christmas with his family up here, and then vice versa. This year is his year for Thanksgiving because we went last year to DC. He met my whole family. I was the first cousin ever to bring somebody, so that was fun. So that's what we're doing this year. We're gonna do Thanksgiving with his family, and we usually have to go to a couple different places because his parents are divorced. So we do like 2 Thanksgivings, and it's not even just 2 normal Thanksgivings, it's 2 Italian Thanksgivings. So we're doing a get ready with me, by the way. I never said that. We never discussed it, but that's what we're here for. Is that okay? Because I'm already doing, okay. I realized I just started talking about Thanksgiving. He's Italian, so when we go to his Thanksgivings, both of them are like the most food, the biggest, so much food. You're so full by the end of the day. It's like ridiculous. My family is not particularly on either side, really. My mom is Polish, my dad's German. We're not really particularly cultural in my family. Like, we have a culture, but it's not really based in other cultures. It's like our own thing. Like, we have values and stuff, but it's not really based in like the Polish traditions or something like that. I think the reason we aren't on my dad's side is because I actually had family that came over on, like, I'm not kidding you, we traced it back through like ancestry, and I actually have family came over on the Mayflower. Wild. So we've just, like, my dad's side has just been here a while. So I think that's why we don't do anything particularly cultural. We have a very like American Thanksgiving at my grandma's, but it's not as much food, where like we don't really make a lot of food at my grandma's. Where at Charles's family, it's like a party. Like, we eat so much food. So I'm really excited to eat all of the food. I am going to a Friendsgiving, which is basically where you like get together as friends and you like bring a dish to pass. You all like hang out. This is like Charles's Friendsgiving. His friends invited us and we're going over to their house. Next week I have my Friendsgiving with my friends. And that's gonna be fun too. That's why I wanted to get ready and I was like, well, I might as well film it. So basically, today, I wanted to talk to you guys. I didn't really, there hasn't been a lot going on in the community. There's no like big things that are happening right now in the community. Everything is pretty lax, but there's been a couple like smaller things that I've just kind of wanted to talk about, but I didn't feel like they warranted a whole video. And my new thing that I have been trying out, just for the ease of it, honestly, is every Saturday I've been filming Get Ready With Me's, just because I think they're easy to film, number 1, and number 2, you guys seem to like them, like the Get Ready With Me's, so I figure once a week we'll have like a dedicated time to get ready and talk about things. So that's what we're doing today. So the first thing I want to talk about, hold on, I wrote them down. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, because I kind of had an interesting take on this, is Samantha Ravndahl's new video. If you have not seen her new video, first of all, I would recommend checking it out. I actually thought it was a really interesting video with a lot of interesting points. I liked the video. Basically, Samantha Ravndahl was kind of like, she's not getting PR anymore. She's taken herself off all of the PR lists. Basically is saying it creates a lot of environmental waste because of all the boxes that they come in, which I've seen that complaint from beauty gurus a lot, and I totally agree with that. She says it creates a lot of waste in general through makeup because she's not using all of this makeup. She says she tries to donate to shelters, doesn't know if they can use them. It was like this whole, basically all the reasons she wanted to get off PR. One of her big reasons too was she feels like she's disconnected from the average consumer because she doesn't like, she like went to go order brushes and it was like $20 for shipping, and she didn't like realize that type of stuff. Like, she was out of touch with having to buy her own stuff, and she feels like reviews are more authentic. I'm gonna start this off by saying I do get a small amount of PR. You guys have seen it because I disclose it. So everything I get for free, you guys have seen most of the time, except for the few things I've had issues with the brand. But just from the small amount of PR I get, I can definitely attest to the fact that it is so incredibly wasteful, some of the stuff that you get, even in my scale. And I really don't get like a ton of stuff. I don't get like the big PR packages that they do, but the amount of waste that I produce in like a week has gone so significantly up since I started receiving packages more. Even my boyfriend was like, I don't know if I want you to get bigger because I don't want you to get more packages because it's so much garbage I have to take out. And I'm like, I know. We try to like recycle, we try to break stuff down and do all of that, but it's still wasteful. Like, there's still waste. You know what I mean? And I'm getting like small packages, so I can't imagine what they're getting going through with the big packages. I get it. The thing I have noticed too, because I watch some PR unboxings, and the thing I've noticed too, and I think Tarte and Too Faced are the biggest perpetrators of this, is they'll send stuff just because. Like, they'll just be like, oh, maybe you're running low on Better Than Sex mascara, so they just send it to them in this like big package. And it's like, if you could just eliminate that type of stuff, like, it would be fine. I don't understand why people, well, I understand why, but to me, if I get sent something and I like it, I don't continue to expect the brand to send that to me for the rest of my life. Like, if I like it, now I know that I like it and I should be buying it. Does that make sense? So to me, when I see that, I'm like, wow, what a waste. On the other hand, I think PR can have a benefit. I think it can be beneficial, but I don't think it's beneficial for people like Samantha Ravndahl. So here's what I'm gonna say. I think it's beneficial in the sense that you are able to get a product before the release and you are able to review it, so when the release comes, people can have, we're gonna put aside the fact that people do fake reviews for just a second, but for the most part, when you have people reviewing stuff before, like Karen Joy got the James Charles palette right before it came out in Ulta, and I watched her review and that made me want to buy it more because I liked her review of it. So when you get stuff ahead of time, it's not only beneficial to the creator because they're able to get views off of that, people want to watch it, but it's also beneficial for the brand because it's building up hype. So that's a mutually beneficial situation for people that do reviews. People like Tati, that's a huge benefit for people like her. It's not that she wants the stuff for free because a person like Tati, she can afford it. All of these people can afford this makeup. It's really about the early access, and they want to impress influencers to get them to talk about it. Because even though there are people like Tati, like Samantha Ravndahl, who are speaking out saying this is wasteful, all of this, there's also 20 more influencers behind them saying we want more stuff or we're not gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think PR is ever gonna like go away, and I do see the benefit to it. Like, I do, I get it. I think there's a large group of people, Samantha Ravndahl included, who get things for free and are honest based on her things. I think Tati is one of those people. I think there are people who get makeup for free and they're able to maintain being honest because they don't care if they get kicked off. You know what I mean? With that being said, I don't think it's beneficial to send that type of stuff to somebody like Samantha Ravndahl because she doesn't really do like first impression reviews. She doesn't really like constantly reviewing stuff. Tati posts I'm sorry I keep using Tati as an example. She's just a very good example of like a review channel. Tati posts like 5 videos a week and they're mostly reviews on new products. Samantha Ravndahl doesn't do that. Her videos are a lot more chill. They're a little bit more like get ready with me, talking about stuff, which is awesome. I still like her videos, but if there's a difference. I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, James Charles, doesn't really post makeup tutorials or like reviews. He doesn't really review products. I was looking through his channel. Let me find the last time he reviewed something. The last time James Charles has posted a makeup review was the Crayola Crayons makeup review 5 months ago. He doesn't post reviews. Some of these influencers don't post reviews. So and Sam, I feel like, is one of those influencers. She doesn't really post reviews. So I totally get where she's coming from, where it becomes wasteful to even send it to her because she might use it, but probably 99% of the stuff she gets, she's not gonna use. She's one of those YouTubers that has a very set makeup routine. James Charles is the same way. He uses the same stuff. And again, I'm not hating on the people for doing this. I've used this foundation like 10 days in a row. Like, when you like something, you want to use it. But when you're getting like constant PR, it's probably really overwhelming to try and keep up when you just want to use your favorites. I was thinking about this a lot the other day, even before she posted this video. This has just been on my mind lately because I've been loving this new Makeup Revolution foundation. And I was thinking about it. I feel like makeup has morphed into something interesting and kind of weird in a way, because I feel like the point of makeup should be about finding your favorite product that works so well for you and so well for your skin, and then just having that and being happy with that. And I was like thinking about it, and I was like, man, that seems like what makeup should be about, is like having your face routine to a place where you like it, so that every time you do your makeup, you're satisfied with how it looks. And it's good to try new things, and it's good to try, especially like, you know, eyeshadows and blushes and highlighters. Those are all fun. But I was like, why are we trying to make people think it's such a good idea to buy like 50 foundations and have like a drawer of foundations? Because like realistically, you should have like the couple that you use for the occasions you use them, and that's all you really need. You don't really need like a ton of different stuff, because what works for you is gonna work for you. I don't know if I'm even making sense, but it just is like, I get what Samantha Ravndahl is saying. I like PR, I like getting free makeup. It's a huge perk of doing what I do here on this little channel. It's like a big perk is being able to, and I don't really get like new stuff. I get stuff that's like older that like they're just trying to like re-push, because I go through Octoly most of the time. And I like getting free stuff to test for you guys. I like trying it out for you guys. But I think if I ever got to a point where I wasn't feeling like, I felt like it was a waste, and I felt like it was skewing my judgment like she does, I think I would do the same exact thing she's doing, because I wouldn't ever want my judgment to be so skewed that I couldn't give you like an accurate opinion on something. Does that make sense? I know that was a lot of talking for that, but I just thought it was an interesting topic. I want to know what you guys think down below. I know some people felt like she was trying to like pander almost and make it be like, oh, look at me and whatever. But I think it was more of a message to the community being like, we don't need all of this PR if you're just not going to use it and utilize it for the sole purpose of giving a review before the product comes out. If you're not doing that, like, what's the point? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I felt like it was. I didn't feel like she was super being pandering or whatever. I'm going to use my James Charles palette today. I'm going to use it with an eyeshadow primer. 1 second. I have this little mini Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I'm going to use this. I guess people were saying online, this was the other thing I wanted to talk about, so this is perfect timing for me. I didn't even plan it like this. People were saying online that the best way to get the best effect, James Charles even said this, that the best way to get the best effect from the palette is to use an eyeshadow primer. I like James, and I like the palette. I liked it without the primer yesterday, but some of you guys said you felt like it looked a little muddy, and looking back on the footage, it definitely did get a little muddy, so you guys were right. I can say in person I think it looked better than it did on the camera, but that's just unfortunately how it is when you have a crappy camera. I like this palette, like I do. I was a little thrown off by that comment because he tweeted it. He tweeted like, just a reminder, if you're using the palette, you know, you should really use a base and like a primer, and you also have to use tapping motions to blend, get like the best pigment. And in a way, I'm not really gonna tell you guys what shades I'm using right now. I'm just playing with the palette because I'm gonna have a full review like in depth up on Tuesday, and I want to like play with as many as I can. With that being said, I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but I don't think I am, because I was reading a Reddit thread and they said this too, but I vividly remember in a video James Charles the man himself, saying that he felt like eyeshadow primers were like BS and that they weren't worth the money and like they weren't worth anything. So I found that kind of interesting that it was like BS until it was time to use his palette, and his palette needs the help of the primer. I thought that was interesting. I also don't love the fact that he's saying in order to use my palette properly, you have to use another product. Because when I go to grab an Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette, I can use concealer and it looks beautiful. It blends, it's beautiful. I'm also a bit confused on which shades are pressed pigments and which shades are not. The more I looked into it, the more doubts I had about the palette. I felt a little bit, it just kind of felt weird to me. Like, it felt weird that he was like, it was almost like, it almost felt to me like he was gearing up for people to give it a negative review, and he wanted to be able to be like, well, XYZ. Like yesterday, like when I posted my review for this palette, and I did enjoy the palette except for a couple shades. The shimmers were kind of weird. And by the way, I'm just gonna talk about this. I used this purple shade, this like shimmery purple in the video yesterday, and a lot of you were saying I should have used like my finger or I should have used a flat top brush. I did do both of those things. I don't know if I just skipped over it too quick in the video. I did do both of those techniques and they didn't work for me. So I don't know what's going on with that shade, but it was not my favorite shade. But in my video, some of the mattes, even though I was patting them down on my eyelid and I was packing on the pigment, they weren't sticking to my outer corner. I wasn't able to get full coverage there. And I was a little frustrated because I saw it on both my eyes with both of the dark mattes I used. And even one of the blues specifically was like, I was not having a good time with it. And I kind of felt like, I didn't use a primer, I used a concealer like I always do with every eyeshadow. I literally never use a primer, like very rarely. Like maybe I have in the past, but like very rarely will I use a primer because I just think they're annoying. It's like an extra step I don't need, and I shouldn't have to make your palette work. It should have been designed to work regardless, because a lot of people do wear primers and a lot of people don't, but it usually doesn't affect the outcome like a lot. That frustrated me a little bit because it felt kind of like a cop-out. Like it felt like, oh, well, if you don't like my shadows, you're just using them wrong. And I know I'm not using these shadows wrong. I'm just using them the way that I want to use them. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. It made me a little sus. I'm gonna use this red that he claims is the only true red on the market. So that's the other thing too that I didn't really talk about in my video yesterday, just because it wasn't really like a my thoughts on James Charles video. It was just like me talking. But the other thing I wanted to mention yesterday is like leading up to this palette launch. And I'm not gonna lie, this is a great palette. Like I actually really enjoy it. I like it a lot. It's really pretty. But I feel like James Charles was hyping this up a lot. I heard him say on like multiple occasions that this palette was going to like break makeup history. And like, maybe it's just me being like older, I don't know, but that just felt so like, I don't know, man. You can't really say something's gonna break makeup history before it comes out. You know what I mean? Like things that break makeup history aren't things that sell super quick. They're things that are like staples, like classics. If in a year the James Charles palette is still a classic, like I truly think the Jaclyn Hill palette is, then sure, we'll totally give that to you. But I think to just presume that it's gonna like break makeup, I don't know. There was a couple things about the whole launch with James that I was like, what are you doing, my friend? Like, what is going on? Let me know how you guys think about that. I might just be being petty. Like maybe I'm just bitter and old, but we're breaking makeup history, but you have to use an eyeshadow. But like something about it was just weird to me. I think when I do my review of this palette, I'm gonna go through his video and react and reflect on what he said about the shades, and then tell you guys if I think what he said was on point or not. So there's also been some drama. There's been a couple of things going on in like the actual makeup industry of like stuff going on. I guess there's like a whole thing going on with Colourpop right now in the Bretman Rock collection, where Lemonhead LA, I believe that's the brand name, is accusing them of stealing from them, like buying their products, having them shipped to the Colourpop warehouse, and then now the new Bretman Rock collection is like super similar to Lemonhead's like whatever. I want to know how you guys feel about this because I'm curious. I don't know how I feel about this, to be quite honest. I can see it both ways. I can see how a brand shouldn't necessarily be buying a competitor's products and then copying them, like copying the formula, like that's really sus. But I don't really see how it's any different because it's a lot cheaper, the Colourpop one is. So I don't really see how it's any different from like Shop Hush or other brands. I don't really see how it's any different from any other dupe. And this isn't the first time Colourpop has done like dupes. Some of their stuff has been dupeable for other things. That new Ooh La La palette I showed you guys could be a dupe for a lot of different things. So I guess it just depends how you feel about that. How you feel about dupes and how you feel about brands doing stuff that is kind of unethical, but not necessarily illegal and also not necessarily super frowned upon in this community. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think about that. I think it's an interesting situation of like ethics because you can't really trademark like a formula. It's really difficult to do something like that. And you can't really trademark something that's, it kind of reminds me of the drama with like Huda Beauty and Beauty Bakery, which I'm still not like 100% don't really know how I feel about that whole situation. I have my other reasons for disliking Huda. Wasn't really for that, because I didn't really know where I stood. I don't know where I stand. I think it's really nice that there are people that are making more affordable makeup. I think that's amazing. But in the same breath, they're doing something kind of shady to do it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's an interesting conversation to have. And I think everyone's gonna have a different opinion on it because I think it comes down to like how you personally feel about the situation. How you personally feel. Are you cool with dupes? Like exact dupes, like what Makeup Revolution does? Although they don't really do that anymore. They haven't really been doing the whole like, I don't know, maybe they have, but I haven't noticed them doing any like crazy duping since they got called out by Kat Von D. I will say I don't think I like the shimmers in this palette. There's not a ton of them, and I think the mattes make up for it, but they really make my eyes very textured. Also, I don't see a significant difference wearing this primer than I did before. I don't really see any difference, so I don't know. We'll see with the bright colors, but... Mascara. This is the Kevyn Aucoin The Expert Mascara. They sent this over to me through Octoly. PR. We were just talking about it. I really like it a lot. I know it's kind of expensive for Kevyn Aucoin because Kevyn Aucoin is pretty pricey, but it separates and lengthens my lashes so freaking much. And I just love it. It makes my lashes look so beautiful. Like it makes them long. I don't know. I really like it. I feel weird being like, oh, go buy this or this really expensive mascara. But if you're looking for a high-end one, I would highly suggest this one. I just think it makes my lashes look really pretty. And I don't feel like I need a second mascara with it, which is pretty rare for me because I pretty much always consistently wear 2 mascaras. So I've talked about this in a couple of other videos, but I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. I think I'm going to be participating in Vlogmas. I don't think, I actually am doing it 100%. I've decided, but, and I've already like planned stuff for it. I'm gonna be doing Vlogmas this year. I'm gonna call it like Vidmas or something cute, like, Let It Glow. Like I need more puns for Smokey Glow. I want to do something cute because I'm not really going to be vlogging. Like there's going to be a couple of vlogs. We're going to go get a Christmas tree next week and I'm going to film all of that process of like decorating our house and getting the tree up and all of that good stuff is going to be in there. And I have a couple videos planned with my friends. But I would honestly love to know like what you guys want to see for that. If there's anything particular. I'm definitely going to do some more knitting story times because I know you guys really liked that. I might make that like the Sunday thing. So here's what I have planned right now. I mean, I just was eating an apple. I'm so sorry. What I have planned right now is basically on Sundays, I'm going to do one of those like knitting story time things. Saturdays are going to be get ready with me's, just talking about like drama and basically what we did today. And then Tuesdays are going to be tutorial Tuesdays every Tuesday. So I have to fill the rest of the days with fun stuff. I basically have the first week planned out, but I'm open to suggestions of what you guys want to see. Just like let me know if there's anything fun you want to see me do, or me and my boyfriend will probably do stuff together. So just like let me know what you guys think because we're doing it. So I'm a little nervous because I have like finals and stuff like the second week of December and I'm still in school till then. But I will say, this is really good for fanning yourself, like, oh my god. I will say, I'm gonna pre-film a lot of stuff this coming week during Thanksgiving. So hopefully we'll be fine. But I just wanted to like see what you guys thought, see if you guys had any ideas. You guys are very creative, so. I think I look pretty Thanksgiving-y, little vampy, little fall look. Yeah. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for getting ready with me. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. I'm honestly just so happy you're watching me. Thank you for being here. I love you guys so much. Have a really good Sunday and Saturday. I'll see you guys Monday. I have a really funny video planned for Monday, so get ready for my hilarious humor. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!